GMs, welcome to Skribr and Decod3rs. I am your host Vpiphany, and with us today, as always, Denomics from Skribr.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Hi, morning. Vincent from Decod3rs.
Hi.
GMs. And today we have special guests, guys. We have Jilly from DropBeast.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Woo.
Morning, Jilly. How are you doing? Oh, well, evening.
Yeah, it's evening for us.
Evening.
Yeah, I'm the only one in the morning hours.
I'm doing well. It's the first game of footy on here in Australia. We call it AFL. Probably not a familiar term for the Americans, but footy season's back for me and Denomics, so everyone's getting around that.
That's cool. Oh, that means that we're gonna have if footy season's back, we're gonna have drunk cred in spaces, which will be fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the best cred. That's the best type of cred anyway, is gold.
Drunk cred at the football games is the best.
For sure.
Anyways, okay, so let's get into it. DropBeast. Tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us about a little general about DropBeast. Because I don't know that everybody's familiar. So let's just beginner level stuff for them right now.
Absolutely. So hey guys, my name is Jilly, also known as Jay in real life. I have been working with Solana for about 3 years now. Back in 2021, Melbourne was in lockdown, couldn't leave the house for about 200 days. Got really in-depth in everything, pretty much. Stumbled across Solana. I had a little bit of developer knowledge, but I have a sales background. Guy I was living with at the time was a developer, and we just started trying some things out on Solana, and that's pretty much the start of that was our start of our Solana journey, and we ended up forming a development studio. That development studio has been around for 2.5 years now. The development studio, our main focus was to build cool shit, whether we partnered with someone else or we did it for ourselves. And DropBeast is one of our biggest and best projects to date. And we've been working on it since about July of last year. We partnered up with a couple other people that had an awesome vision for the product. We teamed up, we made an awesome team and made it happen. We launched in November and now we're here. Yeah, that's a TLDR.
Nice. Okay. So would you say that DropBeast is the coolest shit you've ever made so far?
Yeah, I think in terms of market disruption, I do think it's the coolest. And well, we've all seen, look, if people are tuning in, I'll give you the quick intro for what DropBeast is first. DropBeast is a platform designed to maximize your returns on airdrops, meaning if you guys were familiar with Jupiter or Blur or G2 airdrops in the very recent times, you might have farmed that on one wallet accidentally. You might have done that on 10 wallets if you're sitting there all week and doing it manually. DropBeast comes in, you plug your wallets in, you can airdrop farm on 10, 100, 1,000 wallets, whatever your capital considerations are. And not just on one application, but you'll be able to farm it on all the applications that we support, meaning that you might have gone from having one wallet that accidentally got a Jupiter airdrop to 1,000 wallets getting airdrops from 10 different chains in the next 2 years with us. And that's sort of the general overview of what we're trying to do here. And yeah, I do think it's the coolest shit because airdrops are making people money and it's just a way to level it up basically. And yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's cool.
Okay.
Oh, I have to sign up.
So we have to connect.
Yeah.
So far, what airdrops have you targeted with DropBeast?
Yeah, so far we're doing ZK Sync. And because we're Solana maxis, we're going to be launching Solana ETA next week.
Yay.
A lot of testing involved in that, but pretty much we wanted to go onto Solana because the competition isn't as hot there. And Solana is very new in the airdrop space. On Ethereum and EVM chains, we've seen airdrops happen for 3-4 years now, and Solana might be just getting into that market. So there could be the narrative for another 3 years on Solana. So I think right place, right time. Plus, we've got so much experience on Solana, and I've worked solely on Solana this whole time, meaning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch my microphones in a second. It's just told me it's low battery, but all good for now. Cool. So yeah, Solana, we'll be doing Jupiter and Zeta markets first, and on ZK Sync we've got a couple of applications there. Gas fees are really high at the moment, so it's not everyone's favorite.
No way.
And we'll
be sad.
And there's not really a lot of competition on Solana for this sort of application, is there, Billy? Like, obviously, there's a bunch of these on Ethereum or EVM compatible chains, but we haven't really seen anything like this on Solana yet. So you've pretty much been the first of the market, which is cool.
Yeah, there's two other competitors. Sour has been around for a little bit, and Decod3rs is fairly new. The main difference is our application runs in your browser. Theirs is something that you download and execute. A little bit easier for everyone. I don't want to talk down on them or anything like that, but our application is designed to be plug and play as much as possible. I know right now we're in MVP stage. It's not going to be like this forever, but in the future, make it really easy for someone to come in and create 1 wallet, 10 wallets, 100 wallets. Do that in 5 minutes, press go, that's it. You just let it go until you hopefully receive an airdrop. And that's a vision for the product. Mass adoption through the retail market, rather than something that people might have to download and run through their terminal and have a little bit of RPC knowledge and things like that. Those big words scare people off.
Yeah, different target audience, right? So a lot of those other platforms are more people who are a little bit more tech savvy to be able to download and execute like scripts and stuff on their computer and run virtual machines and stuff. The average Joe isn't going to be able to do that sort of stuff. So it's just
exactly right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we're all about maximizing ROI here. Like, I'm not pretending to be an airdrop farming expert, but I'll build the solution that allows retail users to leverage into the airdrop market and make it as easy as possible. I would say half of our users have never airdropped farm before, if not 80%. And I probably onboarded 20 people and it's their first crypto wallet. So taking that to the masses will be something that I think will disrupt the market a little bit, and we'll see how that plays out. I've got a lot of theories, but we won't go too in depth.
Okay. So Arturo has a question. Is this an NFT project?
No, it's not. We will be doing a token, hopefully in Q2. The token has been designed by one of our co-founders. He is a co-founder of a chain called HoloChain. They're an infrastructure platform that launched in 2017, top 130 market cap. One of our other co-founders has known him for about 7 years, and he's designed this hopefully wonderful token economy that makes sense. And it's easy, like I said, for someone to get in with 1 wallet, 10 wallets, 100 wallets, and they will also have the ability to vote on the direction of the product. The more committed you are to DropBeast, the more say you have, and pretty much takes the onus away from me, making sure I'm making the right decisions in terms of what airdrops to support. Let the community decide. If we have 1,000 active users, they will be the one putting the vote up, and we can trust the committed members of DropBeast to go with their gut, right? It's all speculative in the end, but chase that ROI. We're playing a numbers game. We're going to get 10, 20 airdrops in the next 2-3 years, and hopefully more than half of them land.
Can we use your product to farm your own airdrop?
Yeah, you probably could.
DropBeast to farm
Okay.
I don't want to share too much alpha, but yeah, we're going to have a system of some degree leading up to our token launch, which will allow our users to earn DropBeast points, which will turn into the DropBeast token on launch.
Okay, awesome.
Makes sense.
Is that a little bit of alpha you just dropped there for all the current DropBeast users? I think I've racked up a good, nearly 150K in volume already. So that's pretty good.
Okay. We have some wins.
So couple questions. I've racked up 0. I'm still working on getting the wallets together because MetaMask makes me sad. Anyways, it'll be much better when next week. I'm thinking. So at the moment you're only doing ZK Zinc, but is it going to be just focused on one airdrop at a time, or are you going to have multiples going eventually?
Yeah, we'll have multiples. So once we do Jupiter, you'll be able to farm ZK Sync and Jupiter at the same time. And then once we have Zeta, you'll be able to farm all 3. And then it goes from there. The first integration of a new chain is the hardest. So for example, ZK Sync is the first EVM chain. Solana is the first Rush chain. Once you've got the chain locked in, the apps come and go really easily. For example, now that we've got the base on those 2, we can add any other EVM compatible chains. A lot of people are liking Linear, Scroll, Base, Blast. There's a lot out there, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to start adding them in now that the foundation is where we want it to be. The foundation, I think, is really nice. That the proof of concept is working, and from here we basically just scale up the applications.
Okay. Got it. And so this is a question that I've had on the list for like a few weeks, but this is perfect. Oh, Hoff is asking, is the discount still live in Skribr or Denomics?
It is still live.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. I wasn't even sure. I was just about to ask Julie, is that deal even still on the table? Because I thought it was going to close. So if it's still available, jump on a Hoff. Don't muck around.
Yeah, that's
farming the farmer.
That's the 10 wallets, right?
Yes, you can purchase the 1,000 wallets.
We can.
It's just I think for the average user, like our target audience, it didn't really make sense because in order to fund 1,000 wallets, you'd need a lot of capital, and for most people,
there's wallets. But the denominations are 10, 100, and 1,000. Is that how it goes?
I believe so. Yes, 10, 100,000. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, Jilly's changing mics, I think.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So the question that I was going to ask a couple weeks ago, and we never really got around to it, actually, airdrop farming keeps on getting pushed to the side each week, is so with Solana, airdrops have been a seasonal thing. And it really feels this time around that it's kind of like here to stay. It's become like, ETH, they've been doing it a long time. It's not seasonal, it's all year round. Whereas before it was kind of like we'd get like 3-month spurts of it and then it would be pretty much dead or non-existent. Would you say that it's here to stay now?
Yeah, the reason I think that is there's only so many users. And all these new platforms come out, they get funding. ZK Sync, 400 million in funding, Linear, 700 million in funding. They're all fighting for a scarce resource, which is users. How do you get users onto your platform in a bull market when they're already using applications that they're familiar and happy with? And to me, the answer is always going to be airdrops. And it's going to be airdrops with the least amount of resistance, meaning that if one airdrop does KYC and 2 others don't, you can imagine the average Joe isn't going to go ahead and do KYC in exchange for a token number that they're not sure what it's going to be. The nature of crypto is decentralized, it's anonymous. I don't think KYC will be a problem, but I do think airdrops are here to stay. And again, DropBeast is playing the numbers game. Like I said, we do 20 airdrops in 2 years, and we really especially right now, crypto is heating up. Retail users are coming in. What are retail users? More users, basically meaning that any company with funding is going to want to attract that retail user to their market. Means lower fees, airdrop rewards, and so on.
Cool.
It's also just a good way for token distribution as well. Like a lot of token launchers have a really hard time getting, well distributed sort of tokens. Especially if they do like the liquidity pool style launches and things like that, or if they do IDOs, they get VC backing, you end up with all these people with tons of tokens. The airdrop farming seems to be a really good way to get a lot of tokens out to a lot of people really, really fast. Hopefully, pick some of them up as users. So it's a pretty good strategy for new companies, I think.
It's peer-to-peer marketing as well. So You can see Wormhole today. I'm sure if you scroll Twitter for 30 seconds, you'll see 5 Wormhole screenshots of them receiving an airdrop. That's just
Yes.
more hype for their actual
Yeah,
airdrop. It's more
100%.
hype for their product and so on. Peer-to-peer marketing is the strongest form of marketing in this space, and you want people to be actively engaged, and there's no better way, in my opinion.
But the cost of acquisition for user, it's expensive. Because if you raise like 100 million and then you distribute like 50 million to get like 100 Solana users that are trading, is that capital efficient? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's look, it's an argument that they will all go down, but essentially what we've seen is in a bull run, companies like Blur have overtaken market share because of their airdrops. OpenSea lost the battle there, right? And Tensor comes out. Tensor keeps their market domination by doing a point system before Magic Eden does.
Yeah.
And you can see how much the impact the point system had when Magic Eden launched the same thing. They went up from 25% market share-ish to 90% overnight, just because people were farming points. And that's the value proposition.
Yeah. Yeah, but then like you're eating yourself too, right? Because you do one season 1, season 3, season 5, and then like you have your competitor like doing season 42, and then everyone have point, and then no one can farm point because everyone is farming points. You know what I mean? Like it's you get 2 months of acquisition basically, and it's
a false economy. It's a false economy, but I think the idea for these companies is to try and capture at least a percentage of those users.
Yeah,
it's just user acquisition, right? How much do you pay on YouTube ads or Facebook ads to try and acquire users? 100%. It's the same thing. Yeah, you're handing out millions of dollars worth of tokens to hopefully capture 20% of those as paying users, paying customers, whatever.
I don't know, but like again, like it's I don't know, like again, like it's cyclical quickly, like it's a fast cycle that dies also pretty quickly too, right? Because again, so Blur killed OpenSea, but now Magic Eden is like signing off like royalties and forced contract stuff, and like the Yuga Labs have to trade on Magic Eden, like exclusivity contracts. And now you can imagine that Magic Eden will take like market share out of Blur because all of that volume, etc. And for airdrop, it's kind of the same, because so you launch your airdrop and then your hype dies, and then it's the next platform that's gonna do the next airdrop and the next, right? So it's tricky. Like the stickiness is, the retention is kind of low.
I think that. Okay, sorry. Go on. No, after you. No, I mean, personally, I feel like a lot of these tokens don't have a kind of long-term plan. They just want to get out the gates like really fast and furious. And we've seen it with a couple of them where it's like they come out the gate fast and furious. There's like 2 days of trading, and then everybody's mad because their free money is worth nothing. We've seen it with a couple of the hyped ones recently, where I just kind of was like, it's still free money, right? But the people who are doing it well that we're seeing in the space, in my opinion, are like the bonks of the world. They always they have seasons of bonk seasons. It was Bonkmas, and now it's the Bonk Lunar New Year, and they're always coming up with something and a new way to get you to create stickiness. Like people are locking up Bonk for 12 months now. Was it yesterday or the day before, I actually finally got my Saga phone and opened it, and Bonk was like at $1,300. My Bonk was at like $1,300, and I nearly floored it. And I was like, I think I'm gonna wait, because I think there's gonna be another, because there's some people who've locked it up for 12 months. So there's gonna be another, little Bonk pump. But to go into my Saga phone and see that like my my bonk is already worth almost double what my Saga cost me is cool, right? But that was another thing that they did. They did that Saga phone drop. They also didn't allow it to expire. It was for all, you know, all 20K Saga phones. Whereas like I'm going through the list and it's like expired, done, whatever, you know. So I didn't get as much as everybody else, but I still got, you know, a bunch of free money, which is nice. But I think that like everything else, if you don't have a long-term plan, it is going to be like that. It is going to be just fast and furious out the gate, or, you know, like you were talking about.
But it's all marketing, right? Like even what Bonk does with its new little gimmicks and things, it's for that viral marketing, because now all of a sudden everyone's talking about the Chinese New Year, the build the Bonk Dragon thing, and everyone goes wild about it. So all those little things they do are just for viral marketing, which just gets awareness of the Bonk token. Everyone's talking about it. It's trending on Twitter. People are buying it. Price goes up. It's all mayhem, right? It's the same thing that all these protocols do. That you got to think, you're a brand new project. You're coming out. You're going to launch something that we've probably already got, right? It's pretty obvious that the market is already oversaturated with protocols we don't need. But how do you stand out? You're about to launch a brand new DeFi protocol. How do you stand out amongst the 30,000 others? You have to market, right? But how do you market when like the market is so loud already with everyone yelling and screaming, look at me? How does a new project stand out? And that's why they offer airdrop farming as an incentive, because it gets users. It's an effective method for user acquisition. I know what you're saying, like they're not always going to stick around. Once that airdrop's done, 90% of the users are going to piss off to the next thing. That's going to happen. It's like liquidity locusts. They just move and move. But that 10% is what they're actually after. They're actually just trying to capture 10%, 20%.
I mean, it's what we saw with like the zero royalty race, right? Like it was a race to the bottom, and then like all platform like run as fast as possible to like delete all of the royalties for all project, and then like Yon doesn't even exist anymore, but they started all of that stuff. But back to like the QIC, like Gilly, like I definitely go for one with QIC for that reason. Like less player, more reward. Now, thanks to his big brain.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Pengzu. Like if KYC becomes a talking point and it's commonly adopted, we'll look at automating that. I've already started conversations there for Gitcoin passport integrations. However, you might be in a minority. We're yet to see, right? Pretty much how airdrops work is one company will take a risk and they'll do it their way. If that works, that's going to be adopted by the next platform. As we can see, you know, in the NFT market, pre-sales started out of nowhere. No one was doing pre-sales, and now pre-sales are oversaturated. We've seen point systems really build up. Obviously, point systems is not an unfamiliar concept for gamers and things like that. But to earn points for trades is not something that's been around forever. But we see point systems work out for companies. They're attracting users, liquidity, volume, metrics of all kind, viral marketing, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, that's sort of the nuts and bolts of it.
Do you want to know an element to this, Vince, that you may not have really thought about? Is a lot of these brand new protocols that are coming out, right? They have like an MVP, they've got a white paper, and this is their vision. In order to get funding, often to get VC backing, they need to show users and have projections of potential revenue and stuff like that, right? But if you're brand new to the scene, you've got an MVP, but you've got no users, how are you going to raise capital? Or how are you going to raise a significant amount of capital? So by doing an airdrop, or offering airdrop farming, attracting a whole heap of liquidity, all of a sudden you can go back to your VCs and say, look at our product. It's amazing. It works so well. Look at how many users we have. Look at how much liquidity we have. Can we have $200 million now? It's a way to raise capital.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you can even do pre-sale for investors if you like before you even launch your token, you have a discount price of 1 cent and you sell to retail or $1. Let's go.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pengzu, Denomics, as you always say, for NFTs, does this business really need an NFT? I guess some applies for tokens and airdrop. Easy marketing, not always sustainable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Yeah, most NFT projects, if they're trying to build a business, really do not need an NFT. It almost ruins the whole thing. And yeah, I've always been a pretty big advocate that most things don't even need a fucking token. Sorry for swearing. Like they don't need a token. There is ways that tokens can be gated for certain things, and it makes sense to have a token economy. But then there's a lot of things that just make you go, why does this even need a token? And then they normally give it some really silly use case just to make it, make it be there.
Unlike most projects, we started with the tokenomics straight away. We knew pretty much our target audience, and we knew that we wanted to attract people that wanted 1 wallet and 1,000 wallets, right? We've seen there are competitors in the space that charge a premium to get access to a premium product, and that's $800 a month or $5,000 or so for a lifetime pass. What do you do with people that want to come in and, for example, with us, they have 2 wallets to start off with, they capture an airdrop, they see the potential in the product, they reinvest and can continue scaling their capital. That's the objective of our token. I would like to say it's primarily a utility token to give people the ability to scale in and out of airdrops as they please, depending on their capital requirements. And of course, the governance mechanism comes into play. For us, we need governance. Not every project needs a DAO, but for us, we want to rely on the speculation in the community to determine what might be the best source of ROI. Unlike 80-90% of products that have a clear monetization strategy in terms of, if I use this product and I do X, I'm going to get $20, you know, like there's a clear input, there's a clear output. With DropBeast and airdrop farming, you never know what you're going to get, right? And for that purpose, it's a very different playing field that we find ourselves in. There's no clear correlation between initial capital and capital that comes out. And so therefore, we really have to rely on the community to help guide us. And at the end of the day, we're playing a numbers game. We want to get 20, 30 airdrops. We're not just after the 2 biggest ones, because if they fall short, so does everyone in the community.
Could you use your token as an index for airdrops? So I give you money and you farm for me, and then I get your token. And
a rental system. Jilly, take notes. Rental systems. That could work.
We are actually in talks with the managed fund to start up a airdrop portfolio they wanted it for their existing investors that were investing in DeFi, TradFi, all of that. And they basically wanted to offer another option for their retail investors to invest in airdrop farming. How that's going to work is we manage the server, they dump capital on us, we deploy that capital. So that's another avenue of retail engagement, and that will fit into the token model as well. So if there's a lot of retail engagement through the managed service fund or the managed fund, that's also going to have the same impact on the token as your user that might want to farm 1,000 wallets and get access to the token in that decentralized way.
That's cool.
Because the more you can automate that process, the better. Because I've had to onboard a bunch of people in like set up their first MetaMask wallet and fund it to use DropBeast. So it's been a bit of a mission. So there is still a bit of a learning curve, bit of friction to actually use DropBeast. For a crypto native person, it's pretty simple. You already know all the terminology, so you just bunch in and do it. Don't shake your head, V. It's easy. But
not officially a degen yet.
Once MetaMask's involved, I just have a mental block.
MetaMask is that's a whole nother subject. But I still think there is like you could simplify DropBeast even more to be that literally connect your wallet and put some money in it. And DropBeast does the creating wallets and the farming and the settings and all that sort of stuff.
Not even going to need.
I'm ready.
Not even
take my money.
Yeah, won't even need a wallet in the future. We can just, if you want to go through the managed fund, you can probably use a bank transfer or something like that.
That'd be
send $1,000 in, and we take it from there.
With Solana Pay and stuff. That's cool.
Can I be a guinea pig for that one, please?
Yeah, stick around. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but we'll have it out. Yep.
How do I even transfer fiat currency? I can't even remember how to do that, man. It's been a while since I've had to transfer fiat currency. Can you still do
it's
that?
something like you got to go into like one of those branches.
Can you go into a bank or something?
Yeah, go into a bank.
Buildings? Yeah.
I heard that they put one of your banks in Australia put caps on how much crypto you can buy per month.
Yeah, Commonwealth Bank.
Yeah.
Commonwealth Bank, you can't even transfer to crypto platforms anymore. So
yeah, can't even buy crypto. They're like, oh, they're labeling it as like a potential scam. Like, we're saving you, we're protecting you.
Oh
we don't
my
want you to,
God.
Yeah.
And then on the drive home today, our biggest radio station is talking about it, and I'm like, well, you've got everyone across it, but you won't actually let people buy it. And that's the biggest bank in Australia as well.
Oh my God.
Even withdrawing your own money. I think someone just mentioned it then. You can't withdraw more than $10,000 from the bank anymore. You've got to go in and show like proof of whatever it is you're doing and all this ID and shit. You can't just go to the bank and say, oh, can I have 15 grand? Just because you're going to buy a car or something. You can't do that. It's
I mean that exists in America as well. Like I was purchasing a house last year, and I wanted to do it on the internet because you can do everything on the internet now, right? And I had to actually fly to Miami and enter my actual branch of my bank to do it. They wouldn't let me. There was no way to do it otherwise, and I was like, "This is crazy." And it's especially crazy when you like call the bank. You can't even get a person because they're just like, check our website. You know what I'm saying? But then I want to take my money away from you, and suddenly it's like, no, we need to see you in the physical form right now.
It's crazy.
So yeah, that I personally think is a little bit of a bank scam, but they make it really hard to take your money away, but really easy, to take your money away from them, but really easy to put it in. Sorry, I had a "that's what she said" minute there. Jilly, somebody asked a question earlier that I missed. I can't remember what it was. Here's my question. So your denominations for DropBeast are 10, 100, and 1,000. But like, okay, I'm on the 10 right now. Is there gonna be an option like if I'm like 10 ain't shit when you have 10 different ones running? I need more. Is there gonna be like for someone like me like an expansion option?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now the lifetime copies are 10, 100, 1,000. That was a way for us to bootstrap until our token launched. So essentially, once the token launches, you'll be able to scale really easily. In the meantime, you can upgrade your account if you wish. So if you wish to pay the difference between the 10 wallets and the 100 wallets, you're more than welcome to do so. Just hit us up in Discord. Once we have, we're working on the onboarding and the checkout stuff as well. But in the future, yes, the token will allow you to easily scale up and scale down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I will be in Discord soon. Okay, so we talked about airdrop. Okay, let's talk about challenges on building your product. We kind of have already, but like let's really focus in on it. Like you've already told us like there are two competitors. Other than competition, what has been like one of the biggest obstacles to building this product?
Sybil.
Development, yeah. So pretty much the development of the product has to be perfect for a number of reasons. Number one, we are instructing you guys to do something, whether you take that instruction or not. That's up to you, but essentially we have to make sure the system is perfect to enable 100,000 transactions a day to go through, which means everything needs to be perfect. There can't be any mistakes, otherwise people are losing money and so on and so forth. Number two is security. we don't see anything that you're doing with our application. We see your login wallet, you connect to the application. After that, we don't see anything. We're going to be introducing a point system that's going to be very anonymous as well, but that won't track anything that your wallets are doing. Pretty much the reason for this is everything's kept at arm's length. If we get hacked, no one can find out who you are, no one can find out what wallets you're doing or anything like that. And even if your computer gets compromised, in most scenarios, you're going to be okay as well. Pretty much the security is a top priority for us. Daniel, one of our co-founders, for the Australians out there, he was one of the early employees at a company called Culture Amp. He built them up over 3 years, and he's also got 15 years in cybersecurity. He basically designed the entire automation architecture. Number 3 is Sybil, as Denomics said. Essentially, we need to make sure that you don't appear as a bot. In a sense, there's AI tools out there. There are Sybil hunters that go out and find people that are airdrop farming your platform. Their reward is your airdrop. So these people are actively going out to look for people that are botting the system. Our platform has a really cool approach. Maybe my favorite part of the platform is how we do the anti-Sybil behavior. Pretty much, we identified 20,000 real users using the EVM blockchain, and we monitored them to see how quickly they could execute trades, how many trades they did per day, per session, per week, how many errors they made, how much they were willing to pay in gas, and so on and so forth. And pretty much what we did with all the information we collected was we made a range of parameters. And with those parameters, we set up a unique wallet portfolio or persona that is applied to each one of the wallets that you implement into our platform. In short, if you insert 100 wallets into our platform, each of them are interacting with the airdrop, or the chain, I should say, in a human-like manner, and they're all completely unique. You'll have wallets in there that farm harder. You'll have wallets in there that farm slower. You'll have wallets that take longer breaks. You'll have wallets that execute all their trades in one portion of the day. In the future, you'll have wallets that are always bulls and always bears when trading, and so on and so forth. And the reason for all of this, and it might sound over-engineered, when you look at any of the wallet activity, you will not be able to identify that it's a bot because their interactions are so human-like. And again, we're playing a numbers game here. So each wallet is unique. They're not linked to each other. Even if one of your wallets get detected, the other 99 might be okay because they're interacting with the chain differently to the one that was. That's pretty much that whole system wrapped up in a nutshell. And I would say they're the top 3 biggest challenges that we've had to overcome. And pretty much it wouldn't have been possible without the development team that we've assembled with all their experience. I don't think the average Joe can build something like this. It's a testament to the team, and on paper we're a sensational team. So I hope that carries across into the future iterations of the product.
Julie, I've just got a really technical question. I never really understood this, but when you've got a HD wallet, right, you create a whole bunch of slave wallets underneath. And as long as you've got that seed phrase for that original HD wallet, you can bring back all of those slave wallets, right? They're forever connected to it. But when you're looking on Etherscan, or when you're looking on the blockchain specifically, is there any way to link each one of those slave wallets to your HD wallet or to each other slave? Like, does that, when the HD is created, does it automatically link a whole bunch of slaves to the HD?
Technically, the answer is yes. You would probably need the best computer in the world, but also 10 times faster than that. There's so much complexity with how that is generated that no one will be able to work that out. At least for now. In 10 years, they might have a supercomputer that can work that out. But now, no. So
your average Sybil hunter isn't going to be able to go, this is a string of slave wallets that belong to this HD wallet because of XYZ. They'll just be guessing.
As far as I know, no one has that technology, yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay. All right. So, in terms of airdrop farming, like, what are your 3 top tips? Like, oh wait, in future, will you be able to
Yeah,
warm up
Ben-
wallets for users?
Yeah,
Answer
it's
that.
linked. These questions are linked anyway. That's great. Good timing, B. Yeah, pretty much. We can only do so much on our platform. If you make any mistakes off the platform, we can't help you. And that's point 1, 2, and 3 in terms of my tips for you guys. That means when you're creating the wallets, you have to do that so in a correct manner. When you're funding the wallets, you have to make sure they're not linked together in any way. Number 3, it's when you're warming up the wallets, you have to do so in a human-like manner. And just to go on with that, pretty much it wraps back up to the anti-Sybil hunters, that if you are funding 10 wallets from the same wallet, they'll be able to see that on chain, you're screwed. In terms of metrics as well, if someone can see that all of these wallets got $100 each at a similar time from the same exchange, maybe they're all linked together. Things like that we have to be careful of. To answer your question about warming up wallets, personally on Solana, I don't think it will be a big deal. Solana is so new to the airdrop game that I don't think Solana has the level of depth required yet to worry about that.
And
however,
you can anonymize. Oh, sorry. You can anonymize the transaction now.
Say that one more time, Vincent.
Oh, sorry. Like you can anonymize the transaction with the WEN protocol, right? Like when you have like, So that's going to change everything for airdrop.
Exactly. So Solana has a lot of mixes and things that hide the privacy of your wallet. So we can just implement a mixer onto the platform, which is possible on Ethereum, but it's going to cost you $50 per wallet. On Solana, if you use Elusive right now, it's like 1 cent per wallet. Yeah. Elusive, unfortunately, is being depreciated, but there's other tools like privacy pools that will allow you to mask all of your transactions. And yeah, we can just implement that into the product.
Yeah. I can even go to a layer 0, right? You can go cross-chain.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, we're cooking. That's cool, I like that.
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple of platforms now that allow you to do cross-chain. My favorite one is Houdini Swap, but again, if you're using an EVM, that's expensive. It's expensive. So
ridiculous, right?
Exactly. However, just to continue on with the warm-up wallets question, basically once we have all these features implemented, we'll be able to randomly use those apps that we have on the platform to warm up your wallet, so to speak. We want to take away as much onus from you guys as possible. Funding wallets and withdrawing capital is one thing. Warming up wallets is another thing. And again, it's one of those things that might matter and it might not matter. The reason I've suggested it, and I said this to Denomics as well, better safe than sorry, right?
And okay, back to the EVM farming stuff. Could you use like the Polygon network to farm ETH airdrops? Because it's the same address.
One more time, please.
To farm ETH airdrops, you could use Polygon network because it's the same wallet address, right? So it's like layer 2 of... Yeah, but like project don't target that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what application you're using, right? So for example, Wormhole supported a whole bunch of chains, and I became eligible for Wormhole on 1 Solana wallet and 1 Ethereum wallet. However, if you're using like a Polygon native application, you're only going to want to use a Polygon wallet.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Got a question from fan Roth Etier on when we would be able to fund one HG wallet and that hot wallet. We then fund all of the slave automatically through DropBeast platform.
Yep.
Something detect as
yeah, great. We're working on something called one-click funding, which integrates to a central exchange. You connect the API of that central exchange into the DropBeast application, you press a button and into the wallets they go. And we'll do it in a randomized manner so it's not detected also as a metric. And there won't be any on-chain links because you're funding from a centralized exchange. Centralized exchanges in general use a hot wallet where everyone sends money out of the same wallet, so pretty hard to track. Or number 2, unique withdrawal wallet each time. One-click funding has been a little bit more of a challenge than we anticipated, but we're pretty much over the bridge. There's a few other things we need to tidy up. I would say we're halfway done. It's definitely something that we want to have in place when we have a couple other applications on. So maybe a month or so, I would say tentatively.
And which airdrop have you seen that has been that has like the best execution? Like they did the best airdrop ever?
Best airdrop ever.
Wormhole?
Yeah. No, I'm not too sure about anything recent. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah, Wormhole's been the biggest cock up I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
You probably have to go back to like old school, like Uniswap, right?
I was going to say Uniswap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uniswap got
all the early adapters, or all the adopters, I would say.
Yeah. Uniswap's still number one.
What did they do specifically?
Just a massive airdrop.
Yeah, it was like one of the first real. Well, Uniswap was a bit of a groundbreaking thing anyway, right? It was like the first AMM, pretty much launched the DeFi summer of 2020, whatever it was. And their airdrop was like the first real big airdrop that anyone had ever got, and it was a surprise thing. So it was just like early adopters and degens having a crack on this new AMM thing, buying some shit coins, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, holy shit, check your wallets. We just got airdropped these Uniswap tokens. And I think at the time they went up to like, I don't know, was it like
$26,000?
There you go, 26 grand. So people were like, holy crap. So that was like the first real big one. And it was a very genuine one because it went to people who ventured into the unknown and tried out this platform. Whereas these days, I mean, protocols just get absolutely...
I think Blur did really well. I don't think Blur wouldn't have got anywhere near enough market traction without their airdrop as well. But I would say Uniswap.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. But Blur fucked up the whole NFT market, so that they got traction, but they fucked up everything else.
Yeah, still not a fan.
That's fine. No one would have used their platform without it. So better than nothing, right?
The best just killed the surprise ones. Like the Pith airdrop was a bit of a surprise for a lot of people. The Bonk airdrop was a surprise for people. The Jito one, I mean, a few people knew about it, but it was a bit of a surprise for a lot of people. Even the Jupiter one, I mean, there's people who have been using Jupiter for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're going to be launching a token. That was a pretty big one. I think the Jupiter one was pretty good. Like it did get over farmed by a lot of people who were sort of predicting it, but I think it was a pretty wide allocation, pretty wide distribution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was one that I guess was one of, like, I was quite surprised by, because it's like you got dropped a bunch of money and it went down in price within 24 hours and everybody's sad. And they were sad that it wasn't more because their speculations were like, it's going to be $3 coming out the gate. It's going to be 69 cents coming out the gate. And it was like, I don't think so, but cool.
You can't airdrop that much value to people and expect the price to hold up. It was something like it was like $100 million or something.
Exactly. I was psyched. I mean, I didn't use Jupiter till very recently, like, unless it was kind of unknowing. Like I didn't do a lot of swaps in the beginning, like, but I used it a lot more, and like I started using it for like DCA and limits and stuff as well. So I varied it a bit, but I mean, Jupiter also is something that you're sometimes using unknowingly, right? Because some of the other swaps are powered by Jupiter, and I'm not sure. No, it's not. But and sometimes when you're swapping money, you're actually using Jupiter without even knowing it.
It's an aggregator.
Yeah. So I think that was a cool thing, because there were people who thought, oh, I'm not getting anything. And like, I mean, I got something in almost every wallet I own.
Same with Wormhole. I had no idea that, hopefully I pronounced this right, but Mayan, Mayan, was actually built on the Wormhole protocol. So I qualified for Wormhole airdrops using Mayan. I didn't even know I was farming Wormhole. It was a coincidence. So things like that are fantastic. It's a surprise, and we'll just see more and more surprises as crypto's heating up right now. There's no better time for these companies that are raising funds to start deploying that capital and acquiring users. And we're the users, right? We're the people here that are using these applications and doing so knowingly or unknowingly. And we might end up with some extra cash in our pocket at the end of the day, and hopefully lots.
Yeah.
Drop your wallet in chat to get more airdrops. So we have comments. Wait,
what?
I think the trick is at the moment to just be active using platforms that don't have a token yet. Just use them as much as you can.
Yeah. Or you can see like the couple of threads, like when they just list all of the platform. Oh yeah, we don't have a token yet, but you should farm those projects because it will happen.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have a lot coming up. I mean, I dropped a whole list of ones that I found like that are predicted for Q2 to Q3, and that wasn't even a hugely comprehensive list, but there were at least like 25 that I dropped in the chat. So we're running out of time. But how about top 3 like airdrop red flags? Like, you're going for an airdrop, and what would you say are things that people kind of need to watch out for, or could be a scam or something like that?
Yeah. There's a lot of scams in the airdrop market. We saw today, the top reply under the wormhole announcement was a fake link to claim your wormhole, and I'm sure those guys made a killing off getting that there. Scams are always going to be around. You have to be very careful at every single stage using crypto. People get excited about money. Don't let that, don't put the blinkers up. When following promises from other people, you can't trust everything you read online. Double check everything. That's number 1. Number 2, products are going to be offering airdrops that have barely raised any capital or have a shit platform. Look at the amount of money raised, look at their backers, look at what they've done so far, use that to work out if it's worth pursuing or not. Like I said, ZK Sync raised $400 million, Linear $700 million. If a company comes out and their airdrop's not substantial, and I love the GetGrass application, but I think they raised $7 million, right? So we can't expect the GetGrass airdrop to be anywhere near the size of ZK Sync.
It's just a lot of work. Like, if I'm honest, I just don't even do it because I just feel like it's a lot of work, and I don't. Yeah. I get very turned off when there's a lot of work involved in these airdrops. I do just like being dropped free money.
Exactly right, and that's why we're here. That's the whole purpose of what we're trying to build. Make your life easier, let you play the numbers game, and together we win.
Yeah, like anything that wants my email address usually goes to the bottom of the list really quickly. Like,
that's what I mean.
That even is a little bit too much work for me sometimes.
Yeah, and you're not going to KYC for an unknown airdrop in most scenarios. Some people will, most won't. Number 3.
Oh, God. Sorry.
I'll finish this up quickly. Number 3 is speculation. Everything in the market is speculation at this point in time. We do not know if there is going to be an airdrop in some scenarios. Yeah, don't count your eggs before they hatch. It's a game of speculation. You can't listen to every influencer. Make up your own mind.
Yes, Drew. Airdrops under 1K equals FUD.
Yeah.
It's not even FUD. It's garbage. It's trash. Don't even look at it.
It's free money.
And if you are on the Decod server, it's below 5,000. We have a higher threshold.
Yeah, Leeway just reminded me. He just said, "Oh my God, look at the price of Decods and Utes." I don't think everyone liked the results of the wormhole airdrop. It hasn't gone down too well at all.
Ooh. Are you telling me I should have sold my Ute last week? Oh, anyways.
Dropped like 50%.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Should have sold 6 months ago.
Oh, no.
Should have sold before the fucking bridge.
Oh, no.
It's all right. We have faith.
Thank
you. All right, cool. Tell me how that works out for everybody. So let me think. Jilly, is there anything else we want to ask you? So, I mean, what we usually do at the end of the show is like a very quick round of like bullish and bearish, Jilly. I know that, you know, I put this huge list of airdrops in the chat and we were going to go over it, but you know, we kind of pivoted and this has been super informational and awesome. But how about we just do kind of a quick bullish and bearish on some of the more popular airdrops coming up that we kind of all know about, like Meteora. What do you think about that? That's scheduled for Q2, which is coming up any minute.
I would say bull. Yeah.
Bullish on Meteora.
Good one.
Yeah.
They've done it a clever way as well. They haven't. I think this is where they're going to catch a lot of people. A lot of people are probably just piling into like the safe bet, which is like pile in USDT, pile in USDC, and farm, you know, with volume. But they're rewarding the people who generate revenue, like the fees. So it's actually going to be more tailored towards the people who are degenning into those high risk, high yield plays, generating a lot of actual fees. So I think that's going to catch a lot of people out. Plus, Meteora that's got huge potential.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I did a spider that was very high, an early spider one that I think will be cool because it was a little bit high risk at the time. Spiders calm down now. It's pretty dependable at the moment. All right. Somebody just asked in the chat, Arturo, and by the way, Arturo is a new member, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. But he wants to know about Shark. That's with Sharkify. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I do like Sharkify. Like, I mean, they've raised a couple of rounds now. They're closing investors. That means they've got funds to spend on an airdrop. That's always a good sign. Again, in comparison to infrastructure that raises $200 million, probably not comparable in that sense. But Sharkify has monopoly. They're leading the pack and they're raising funds, which means if people still want Sharkify to succeed, and therefore Sharkify wants users, and they're going to, I mean, I haven't seen anything about their airdrop, but personally, I think Sharkify is a good product, and a lot of people do talk about them.
So their airdrop, just the little that I know, because I spend a decent amount of time in their Discord, but the little that I know is, you know, I mean, it's definitely helped their product, because their loan platform was a little bit dead for a while there. You know, so people are farming by, you know, loaning out Sol, but it's actually borrowing, like, is more incentivized with them. But loaning out Sol or loaning out an NFT, blah, 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 blah. The other thing that they announced yesterday or the day before is that they're going to have, they have a partnership with Spider as well. And so you're going to be able to earn Spider while as part of the farming, which is another cool aspect to it. But other than that, I'm not really sure.
Cool.
Denomics should know something about it though, right, D?
Bullish on Sharky only because I'm biased. I'm a seed round investor, so I'm bullish on Sharky.
Let's go.
Regardless, I still think, like, you know, reading their pitch deck and their plans for the future and projections and revenue and stuff, it's a solid platform. So I was pretty bullish on it to begin with. Bullish on Sharky. Cool. Makes sense. It's one of the biggest, I would say, NFT projects that's had success to find actual product market fit.
Yeah, for sure. I can jump in and sort of give you my 5 favorite on Solana and then my 5 favorite on Solana.
Let's do that.
Again,
and then we'll wrap it up.
Before I say this, I'm good at building apps. I'm not necessarily someone that's spending my whole time researching. From what I've seen on Solana, we have products like Meteora, we have products like Drift and Parcel. I think Tensor and Magic Eden would also fill my top 5. Magic Eden raised at a $1.6 billion valuation that's going to be a good amount of funding and a good amount of dollars in that airdrop as well. So I think they're my top 5 on Solana. Based on what I've heard outside of Solana, we've got Linear, ZK Sync, of course. I would probably say Scroll. I would probably say Blast. And probably, look, base is tentative. I'm not sure if I should be saying this. I don't even know. I went to a base event. The CTO said to us, no airdrop. Take that as you will. If base,
there won't be a base token. No.
Yeah.
But
anyway, if they do, the platform's on base
network though, because of all the adoption. Exactly. So there's going to be a lot of platforms that pop up on base, and you're going to be able to farm the shit out of them.
Yeah, so they're my top 5. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. Yeah. All right. I kind of have been fading Magic Eden, so it's interesting to hear your view on it. All right. Any closing thoughts, feelings, emotions? Denomics?
No.
Denomics has left the building already.
Oh no! I'm getting smashed by things. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. See you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anything happening with Skribr that we need to know about in the coming week? Anything?
We're just like heads down right now. We're coming to the closing stages of development with our mobile app. So we got QA the other day. We started testing some stuff. We've taken it back to the devs to work on some things. We're working on some design. So yeah, we're closing in on releasing the app, which is really exciting. We can't wait to do that. And then we can start working on phase 2, our next product. We've already raised capital for that.
Phase 2.
We're good to go.
You also now I'm not the only girl in Skribr.
That's right. We did onboard a new content creator thanks to V, one of her friends, Honey. She has joined our team as well. We still got to onboard her, get her set up and stuff like that. But she writes some pretty interesting stuff. So we're pretty keen to have her on board and give V a friend to play with, so she's not all lonely anymore in the girls' dressing room.
I mean, I was fine with it, but it's also cool that I roped in somebody that I know and like.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Anything for us to look for in Decod3rs this upcoming week, Vincent?
First, I would like to send a personal message to the Wormhole team to allocate more W token, please. We need to fix the allocation. Gilly, if you are in direct communication to the Wormhole team, please send them a DM. I mean, like the usual stuff on Decod3rs, like more stuff. And next week, more content. You're gonna see us everywhere on the timeline. Content. It's coming. That's. And the gold badge. See, we have 100 views. I think it's maybe the first time since the mint that we had 100 viewers. Thanks to Elon Rich increase because of the gold badge. So yeah, pay to win.
Gold badge means things are getting pretty serious, haven't?
Always been serious, bro. But no, we spend money.
Next level.
Yeah, Drew. Just remember, I brought Honey to Skribr. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And Jilly, anything that you'd like to share with us before you leave? Really appreciate you coming. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, firstly, thanks for having me. Denomics. Absolutely. We've known each other for a little while now, and to have someone that pays attention to what you're working on is really nice. And to get the whole community rallied behind a product, I'm really appreciative of everyone that's come in and bought in and asked a lot of questions, got involved with the community. It's great feedback for me. It's great feedback for the product, and it proves to us the product is going to work, and hopefully we can get you guys a nice reward for getting in early. In terms of wrapping up, DropBeast has a lot coming. As we've mentioned, Solana's coming out. We're going to be doing a token. Tentative on the point system for the airdrop. I would love to make that happen. And we're going to be doing a lot more announcements just on how the team is shaping up. Now that we've finished our hiring process and things like that, And we'll be sharing some information about our seed round shortly as well, which we've just closed out. So with all that in mind, it's all systems go from the DropBeast team. If you don't do anything except pay attention, that's all I can ask for. I think the product sells itself. If you want to make money on airdrops or increase your chances of getting airdrops over the next 2 years, I think you're in the right place. So pay attention, and when the time is right for you, jump in and ask questions and get involved. That's all for now. Thank you so much for having me, and to the other Australians, hope you have a good night's sleep.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, follow DropBeast on Twitter. Jump into their Discord. Jilly's always available. I've already been problematic in there, so
not a problem.
So he's fine with that. Is DropBeast acquiring FarmBot project?
No comment right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Finishing it off with something like that.
Controversial.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, and if you are new to Decoders, follow Decoders on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube. If you're not subscribed already, which would be silly, follow all of our guests today: Denomics, Vincent Decoders, me, Vpiphany. We're all on Twitter. Hop into the Decoders Discord, but also buy Decoders so you can actually not sit in the waiting room.
Yeah.
They are pretty reasonable right now.
Yes.
Even in this economy, even with the pump. Did we dump again? I don't know.
No.
No, we recovered pretty well. We recovered pretty well from the dump.
Yes.
Yeah, no, well, it was funny because somebody people do that thing on the timeline where they're like 0.25 soul. Did I get rugged? And they show you a meal, and it was like 140 at the time that I saw it, and I said absolutely got rugged. And then I looked at my wallet again, and I was like, oh no, we've dipped. You're good. You paid the right price. Because it was so quick the other day. But yeah, cool. Been great being here. See you next week, everybody. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a great day, guys. See ya.
Bye. See ya.